2020 should prove to be an interesting year as a number of WWE superstars become eligible to work wherever they want. There's also the possibility the WWE could release more superstars too, but where will they go and who's leaving? Join us now as Wrestlelamia looks at who will leave in WWE in 2020 and where will they go. Number 1. Rey Mysterio. There are two reasons to believe Rey Mysterio could be exiting the WWE in 2020, the first being a special provision in his contract that allows him to bow out 6 months early if he chooses to do so, and the second being past talk about Mysterio retiring from the ring. Although Rey is 45 years old, which is by no means old in today's wrestling world, he's been wrestling since 1989 and his high-flying style has taken its toll on his body, necessitating numerous knee surgeries and other treatments. Fans looking for Rey to bolt to AEW should know it's unlikely to happen due to son Dominic training to become a WWE superstar. Rey is undoubtedly aware how much his jumping ship to the WWE's rival would negatively affect Dominic's career, so in Rey's case, it's a matter of whether he'll continue wrestling, perhaps shifting into a recurring role, or retire outright. Number 2. The Revival. The situation involving Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder's vocal desire to leave the WWE has made for a fascinating 2019. After asking for their releases, the Revival saw themselves subjected to the WWE's carrot and stick approach, the stick being putting them into what were meant to be humiliating angles against the Usos, including a segment where Dawson and Wilder were captured on camera shaving each other's backs. And let's not forget Usi Hot. When the Revival stood their ground, the WWE decided to try the carrot approach, pushing them with a Raw Tag Team Championship run, as well as making them SmackDown Tag Team Champions following the WWE Draft. This made them the first tag team in WWE history to win the NXT, Raw and SmackDown Tag Team Championships. Nonetheless, the Revival have not changed their stance that they're leaving the WWE as soon as their contracts expire in 2020, which is presumed to be April, and while promotions would typically job a wrestler, or in this case a team, into oblivion, the WWE seems hopeful they can still sign the very talented duo. If the Revival do leave the WWE as expected, they're all but guaranteed to head to AEW. Dawson and Wilder are friends with several wrestlers in AEW, including the Young Bucks, and a Revival vs Young Bucks feud would undoubtedly be the promotion's tag team program of the year. While the WWE may throw a previously unheard of amount of money to the Revival for staying, not every wrestler is beholden to money, and so far, Dawson and Wilder seem committed to getting out of Titanland. Number 3. The Colognes. The last time fans heard about either one of the Colognes was Primo's 10th December 2019 wellness policy violation. Primo and Epico have been absent from the WWE for most of the year, spending their time with Father Carlos Colon in his promotion World Wrestling Council. While there have been reports of the two cousins' contracts having elapsed, that doesn't appear to be the case. In a November 2019 interview, Carlos Colon Sr. stated both Primo and Epico have a year remaining on their contract, which squares with Fightful.com's note that Primo's contract expires in 2020. If they were to leave the WWE, it's likely they'd stay in World Wrestling Council. Nevertheless, Carlos Sr. wants to see Carlito return to the WWE and form a faction with Primo and Epico. Number 4. Matt Hardy. Currently, it appears that Matt Hardy is leaving the WWE, with his YouTube series strongly suggesting he's looking to reprise his broken Matt Hardy character, something that's not going to happen in the WWE, where they fail to fully utilize his woken Matt Hardy mirror image. The WWE has been using Matt to get talent over, and it's arguable they think the Hardys are nowhere near as valuable a part as they are as a team. That could prove to be a big mistake, as Matt's charisma and innovative wrestling mind make him a perfect fit for AEW. He of course has other options, but AEW seems like the best fit and the best way to get a comparable paycheck to what the WWE might offer, the difference being Matt will have much more room to express himself creatively. Let's also not forget a recent tweet made by Matt Hardy saying, "I needed to return to WWE to finish in the right way. I didn't want 2010 to be my finale. I returned in the most epic way and repaid my debt, and I waved the WWE flag with pride and worked hard to be a model employee. My conscience is clear and I'm at peace." Number 5. Ric Flair. While the Nature Boy's in-ring career is definitely over, The 70-year-old legend has much to offer, if not more, than anyone on our list given his enduring status as a pro wrestling icon and pop culture legend. It goes without saying that AEW would welcome Flair, knowing the sheer celebrity status he brings. Flair could serve as an authority figure or lead a faction of wrestlers, relying on his undeniable promo skills. For anyone thinking Flair's loyalty lies with the WWE, think again. The Nature Boy is wise to the business, albeit not so wise to the US tax code, and knows the only person who's going to look out for Ric Flair is Ric Flair. The only true obstacle to Flair working in AEW is his health, which might keep him from appearing on AEW television every week, depending on whether he's up for trial. Flair is one wrestler you can expect to see Tony Khan breaking the checkbook out for. Number 6. Mandy Rose. According to Fightful.com, Mandy Rose's contract is reportedly set to expire in late 2020. Rose has been busy teaming with Sonya Deville as Fire and Desire, and while there's no word she's looking to leave the WWE, she did make the following comments during an interview with Metro in September 2019. "It's not everlasting. Eventually I want to start a family and have children, so it's being smart with your money and training and making sure you do have a long, successful career. Plus, injuries happen all the time. You need to make sure you don't have all your eggs in one basket." Nonetheless, Rose would make a good addition for AEW's female roster, which still needs to be filled out if the company hopes to feature women as much as the WWE. Although the WWE has said it wouldn't release wrestlers unless they felt they would go to a serious competitor such as AEW and or have little to offer for another promotion, we've seen the WWE release Luke Harper, The Ascension and Sin Cara. Rumor has it the WWE is planning on releasing several NXT stars, and it's safe to say they will trim off the fat from Raw and SmackDown. The only question is, who will go? In some cases, wrestlers have been vocal about wanting their releases, but as history has shown, the WWE also cuts wrestlers it feels aren't contributing as it seeks to trim its payroll. Number 1. Mike Kanellis. Mike Kanellis presents another odd situation in the WWE. His wrestling talents are undeniable, but unfortunately for him, he's far from alone, just one of many incredible stars on the WWE roster. Despite signing a new 5-year deal recently, Kanellis asked for his release, surprising those who wondered why he signed a long-term deal only to try and back out. Kanellis made his point clear when he took to social media to explain that while he appreciated everything the WWE did for him while he battled drug addiction, he wants to go someplace where his talents can be put to better use. It's unlikely Kanellis is going to get many opportunities besides the mid-card, particularly after signing then asking for his release. You may recall Mike and wife Maria said they were leaving prior to signing their new 5-year deals, leading to the speculation they were contract negotiation ploys. Mike Kanellis proved a successful star in TNA, New Japan and Ring of Honor, and could likely find success there as well as AEW. The question becomes whether the WWE will grant his release or hold him to his contract, not only preventing him from going to the competition, but reminding WWE superstars they're not going to grant releases except in the most unusual conditions. Number 2. EC3. Despite a strong performance in Impact, EC3 has struggled in the WWE, especially since debuting on Raw. Despite having a good physique, some charisma and in-ring talent, he gets no respect in the WWE. Could it be that Vince McMahon really thinks EC3 is Dixie Carter's nephew? That's a question we may never know, but as EC3 continues recovering from a concussion, he could be added to our list as the WWE looks to lighten its payroll. EC3 seems like a natural for AEW considering his aforementioned gifts. The only question is whether AEW will have room for him considering several of the bigger names headed its way in 2020. Number 3. Eric Young. It's ridiculous at this point to discuss NXT stars being wasted on Raw or SmackDown as it's become a cliche in the WWE. Nevertheless, the 40-year-old Eric Young could be doing much more than his semi-annual appearances in the WWE. It's obvious the company doesn't seem to have any confidence in his work, so he's a good candidate to be set loose in 2020, opening the door for a return to Impact or appearances in AEW, Ring of Honor or the indie circuit. Number 4. Heath Slater. Heath Slater has been working with the WWE since 2006, working in its developmental territories for several years before debuting as a member of the Nexus. There's no denying Slater's status as a perennial mid-carder, but it's a role he's performed in well. The question is whether the WWE has room for the 36-year-old on its roster, with the younger talent constantly coming in and others moving to Raw and SmackDown. Don't be surprised if SLATER is future endeavored as the WWE tries to free up its budget for other stars. If so, SLATER could make a comfortable living on the indie circuit or even go to Impact and work with former tag partner Rhino. Number 5. Kalisto. Kalisto can only go so far in the WWE, especially when he steps outside of 205 Live. While he's had some help from his part in the Lucha House Party, he'll never be anything more than a supporting player at best and enhancement talent at worst. Kalisto could be welcome in AEW, and with AEW's partnership with AAA, Kalisto could have the best of both worlds. It's unknown just when Kalisto's WWE deal expires, but it's believed to be soon. And number 6, GRAN METALIK. Like Kalisto, GRAN METALIK is doing okay for himself in the WWE, and he may be content making good money for the role he's in. Like Kalisto though, he may want more, and that's where a jump to AEW could offer him a bigger role in the overall picture, a lighter schedule, and comparable pay. His contract expiration date is unknown other than it's coming soon. But there you have it guys, WWE superstars expected to leave the promotion in 2020 and where they could possibly end up. Who do you think's going in 2020? And where do you think they'll go? Be sure to leave your comments down below, subscribe if you haven't already, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.